Thank you for watching the Win Now Guy. I'm your Win Now guy for the National Hockey League Stanley Cup playoffs in the year 2019. I'd like to see every team win now. And I think every team has the possibility of winning with the Win Now analytics matrix and 4 pillars that I've developed. What I'd like to discuss now is a team. I mentioned that I had given this to teams and it's proven it to me. The second team that I mentioned was the Wild, the Minnesota Wild. And I called the Wild up. I didn't actually call him up. I had my grandson call him up, and I gave him a little tip for doing the calling. And he did get the front office, and I did get through to the training because they had lost 2 games to Chicago at this particular time, 5-1 and 5-2. And they had no way of knowing what to do next. I called. They were desperate. They listened. I gave them the Win Now Analytics Matrix in a simple format even then. I gave them the 20-80 rule, shoot at 20% of the space in the goalie's net, find it. And number 2, 80% of all the goals scored in the National Hockey League are scored within 20 feet of the net space. Shoot from 20 feet out. Inside that, 80% are scored. Outside it, 20%. So shoot from inside 20 feet. Sure enough, in the next game, the Wild beat the Chicago Blackhawks 4-0. The following game, they beat them 4-1, and the sports writers had to know. They had questions for the top scorer on the Chicago team, and to ask him what's going on. What, is it that easy? You flip the scores in different stadiums? Is it the stadium here? He said, no, it's not the stadium. It's not the crowd noise. It doesn't bother us. It's something very different. Can't really put my finger on it. It's like they've got an invisible man on the ice. We're going to go back and study the films, and we're going to find out what happened. Well, in that series, Chicago went back to Chicago, and eked out a 1-0 in each final game to win that series. So that was the second time it was applied in the National Hockey League Stanley Cups. Thank you very much for listening to what I have to say, and for considering it for your team, because eventually we're going to have the lessons that I gave everyone for every team in the league on this video from YouTube. So if you want your team to win, maybe it'll help them to watch this. Thank you so much.